Hey everyone, so I'm back again with another video. This time around I have another store review to share with you, and I'm going to be talking about the comic book store in downtown Toronto called Snail. Now this store is pretty much your go-to comic book store if you're visiting the city of Toronto. It is the store where you're going to want to go first if you're looking for some comic books here in the city, be it a new release or a very old comic. The Snail is pretty much the store that you're going to want to go to. So before I get into my review of the store, I thought I'd give you guys a sort of walkthrough of the store first so that you guys get an idea of what it looks like. So here you go. So now that you got to see what the store looks like, now's about the time that I tell you what it's like shopping at the store. So starting out with, it's in a pretty central location. It's just less than a block north of Yonge and Dundas. So Yonge and Dundas, of course you got Dundas Station right there. So it's pretty easy to get to it. It's just probably several stores just north of the intersection. So it's really easy to get to. The only downside is that it's not very accessible if you are handicapped, I suppose. If you are in a wheelchair, pretty much no luck getting into this store because it is on the second store and you have to go up a flight of stairs. Also, if you have any issues with climbing up a flight of stairs, then it's going to be pretty difficult for you to get there as well. In their old location, they did have a much larger building. They used to have a location on Queen Street West, but then they moved it to their current location. So they traded off on a couple things. Definitely a lot less space in this new store, and it's a lot less accessible. But even in their old location, they did have a second floor as well, so it wouldn't have been accessible for people then either. But still, in a very central location for most people. But of course, like I said, if you're gonna have any issues with accessibility, then definitely not the store to go to for you. Now getting to the sort of prices of the comics, which is pretty much the main reason, the main thing that you're gonna want to know about this store. When it comes to new comics, they do generally have them priced at US cover price. But if there is a variant cover, they do range in price from $5 to $20 and even $30 for certain variant covers. Now pretty much the standard variant cover, your first variant cover is going to be about $5 in price, but anything special, anything more than just your standard variant cover is going to be usually in the $20 to $30 range. So expect that if you're looking for variant covers, that's pretty much what their prices are like there. But if there are, like, say, back issues, much older issues, maybe a couple years old or so, typically the prices are still going to hover around regular brand new comic price. So in the $3 to $5 range, around that price approximately. But of course they do have other comics that go for a lot more, and there is a large variety of comics at their location as well. Stuff that pretty much only a collector will be looking for, you're going to be able to get it there. As you saw in the video clip, also the tour that I did of the store, you could see that they also have other things such as action figures, statues, busts, other sort of little things like that. And they also have a fairly decent section of model kits. Now, if you're looking for like Gundam sets and stuff like that, there are a couple other stores that you can go to that do have a larger selection, but they do still have a pretty decent amount of them at their store. And also, if you're looking to sort of go there, pick out a couple comics and not too sure how long you're going to be there for, they do also have a little cafe in the front of the store, so you can go sit down, grab yourself a coffee or something, and then sort of decide on what your purchases are going to be like. So it's a fairly nice atmosphere in the store, and for the most part it's not too busy. And one thing that I do really like about the store is how many hours it is open during the day. Now, on most days it's open from 8 a.m. in the morning up until 9 p.m. at night. So it gives you a lot of time during the day in which you can go into the store, get what you need, or to just look around before you have to do anything else pretty much. So if you're working, say, 9 to 5, or if you have a job that has more irregular hours, you're more than likely to have some time during the day to actually be able to visit their store, considering that it's open for so long throughout the day. Otherwise, when it comes to, say, certain things like customer service, I have to say for the most part they're pretty nice. You are going to get a different experience from each and every employee there because they do have so many different employees. It's not like a smaller store where you're going to have maybe one or two or even a couple more employees than that are more regular, that you're going to have more contact with them. There's definitely, not to say a lot of employees there, but usually you're going to find different people working there on different visits. So you're not going to really be able to build a sort of relationship with the employees there as you might at a smaller store. But it's still a fairly nice experience. The customer service there is pretty decent, and they do help you out to locate certain things that you're looking for. But because of its central location and its long opening hours, you are going to have a hard time finding some new comic releases. Pretty much, if you don't go the first day for certain comics, you're just not going to get them at all. Pretty much, in my experience, purchasing just Superman and Batman comics and a couple of other comics here or there, if you don't go first thing, you're pretty much not going to get them. But they are one of the stores that's very likely to get later reprints of those issues as well. So definitely it's worth checking back at their store several weeks after the fact to see if they have received more, and typically they do. So all in all, it's a fairly central location. It's a pretty nice store. It's not too accessible if you have any issues with accessibility, but otherwise it's a fairly easy store to travel to and a fairly easy store to find. The amount of stuff that they have there is pretty decent, but at times the prices can be a little bit higher than expected. But when you take into account of their central location, it pretty much makes sense why some things are going to be a little bit more expensive than you might expect. But that's pretty much all that I have to say about Silver Snail. All in all, it's a fairly decent store. Definitely worth checking them out, especially if you're visiting the city of Toronto and you don't want to venture out too far further out into the city and you want to stay downtown in the central core of the city, then it's pretty much the go-to store. And that's pretty much all that I have to say at this point, so I'll just leave it at that. So as always, leave comments in the comment section below, anything you'd like to say, comments, questions, suggestions, ideas, Anything at all, just put it in the comment section below and I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Check out my Facebook, Twitter, and website. They're all linked in the description below. And also linked in the description below is a link to my 500 subscribers contest. Check that out as well if you'd like. And that's it. See ya.